Today on the Daily Scoop podcast from the Scoop News Group, the Supreme Court allows DOGE to access Social Security records, and Republican Congresswoman Nancy Mace reintroduces a federal AI training bill. It's Monday, June 9th, 2025. Welcome to the Daily Scoop podcast, where you will hear the latest news and trends facing government leaders. I'm the host of the Daily Scoop podcast, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for joining me. All right, let's dive into the day's top headlines. The Supreme Court handed a win to President Donald Trump's Department of Government Efficiency last Friday, granting the unit access to records at the Social Security Administration. The unsigned opinion provides the Elon Musk-associated DOGE with even more access to sensitive government information to fulfill its mission of making government more efficient. Just last month, the team also gained access to payment systems at the Department of Treasury. The ruling also comes at an awkward time for the DOGE, as Musk, its creator, and Trump are in the midst of an apparent falling out on social media. Per the decision, a majority of the justices voted to grant the administration's request to stay a lower court decision and concluded that, quote, SSA may proceed to afford members of the SSA DOGE team access to the agency's records in question in order for those members to do their work. Supreme Court justices voted on political lines, with liberal justices Elena Kagan, Ketanji Brown Jackson, and Sonia Sotomayor saying they would have denied the government's application for a stay. Simultaneously on Friday, the Supreme Court handed a second win to the DOGE, shielding it from producing documents as part of a discovery process in a Freedom of Information Act lawsuit. That decision built upon a temporary halt the court placed on the lower court ruling last month and remands the case to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit. The justices directed the appellate court to more narrowly tailor its discovery order consistent with the high court's decision. In that instance, too, Jackson, Sotomayor, and Kagan would have denied the government's application. The SSA decision came in a case brought by a coalition of unions and organizations who alleged that providing personal data to the DOGE was unlawful under federal privacy and administrative procedure laws and was in contrast with the agency's commitment to privacy of personal information, among other things. In other news, more federal workers would have access to AI training under a bill reintroduced in the House last Thursday by Representative Nancy Mace of South Carolina. The AI Training Extension Act of 2025 aims to expand the Artificial Intelligence Training for the Acquisition Workforce Act, which was signed into law by President Joe Biden in 2022, by offering available AI training to more pools of federal employees beyond just the acquisition workforce, including supervisors, managers, and frontline staff in data and technology roles, according to a release from the South Carolina Republican's office. Chair of the House Oversight Subcommittee on Cybersecurity, Information Technology, and Government Innovation, Mace previously introduced the bill in 2023 during the 118th Congress with Representative Jerry Connolly, Democrat of Virginia, who passed away last month. Representative Shontel Brown, Democrat of Ohio, is a co-sponsor of the reintroduced bill. In addition to expanding AI training access to more federal employees, the bill also seeks to ensure that federal AI training includes, quote, practical use cases, privacy safeguards, security measures, and principles for responsible AI deployment, and meshes with government-wide standards set by the Office of Management and Budget. Mace's reintroduction of the bill came the same day that she chaired a full House Oversight Committee hearing on AI in the federal government. At the start of the hearing, Democrats tried but failed to vote to subpoena Elon Musk, the billionaire businessman and now departed founder of President Donald Trump's Department of Government Efficiency, to be questioned on how DOGE has used AI on sensitive federal information. For more news at the intersection of the federal government and technology, make sure to visit fedscoop.com. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of the Daily Scoop podcast, available on all podcast platforms. If you've already rated the podcast on your platform of choice, thanks so much. High ratings and good reviews of the show help more people to find it. The Daily Scoop podcast is a production of the Scoop News Group in Washington, D.C. Adam Butler and Carlin Fisher help put the show together, and the entire Scoop News Group team contributes. We'll be back tomorrow with more top headlines. Until then, I'm your host, as always, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for listening.